Right then, this is a walk around video for an absolutely beautiful looking CRV 2.2 Black Edition car, finished in white with the this wonderful exterior pack that they fit on these cars. This particular car has covered 63,000 miles and is in absolutely beautiful condition. Front of the car, lights and lenses completely clear, intact. Front bumper very clean indeed. Bonnet itself, again, very clean. You have to look very hard to find a stone chip on there. Coming to the near side, passenger side first, it's mirror smooth in the panel work. Near side front alloy, the one takes all the damage and there's nothing on there at all. It's absolutely wonderfully clean. Near side rear alloy, yeah, absolutely. One of my favourite angles for these CRVs is from the back here. It just looks absolutely fantastic. It's not very subtle, it's really nicely done, but very effective. Back of the car again, absolutely clean, kept just so nicely, this car. Offside, driver's side, again, mirror smooth in the panel work, no indentations at all. Paintwork's absolutely lovely. Offside rear alloy, again, absolutely unmarked. Panel work, it's absolutely beautiful. Final alloy there, again, without any marks at all. So I mean, we're looking at a really handsome looking car, which is in beautiful condition as well. Just coming to the back now, cavernous boots on the CRVs, easy fold rear seats, and in absolutely superb condition again. Just coming to the back of the car now, you've got these rear doors which open virtually to 90 degrees to give you really easy access in inside and out. Those seats are set for me on the front, and I'm over 6 foot tall. It shows just how much legroom we get in these CRVs. And again, in absolutely beautiful condition back here. And that's not always the case with CRVs. They are family cars, and quite often you can find them a little bit bashed about in the back. Nothing to do with build quality, it's just kids, unfortunately, as I know to my cost. So coming to the front passenger door card, all the door cards in lovely condition, including all the little recesses. And good sign of ownership that they've kept it so well. Passenger seat there, been given minimal use in all honesty. Let's come into the front now. Driver's door card, again, absolutely wonderful. Footwell areas all very clean and tidy. And driver's seat again in absolutely super condition. So inside the car now, engine's running through this section so the dash can be seen illuminated. Dashboard looks absolutely as new. It looks in beautiful condition. See their sat nav working exactly as it should, and above there, information display. Pop the car into reverse. Get that lovely clear gridded parking camera fitted to these cars. But it is in absolutely beautiful condition in here. Just come up to the dashboard binnacle, and in there for you, 63,352 miles. No warning lights on the dashboard at all whilst the engine's running. Steering wheel looks and feels pretty much as new in hand, but it's as is the case with lots of videos, it doesn't really do this car justice. So finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack and lock and wheel nut key, both here and present with the car. Right then, this is a road test video, and this is for a Honda CRV 2.2 Black Edition car. This particular car is registered RO15LSD. And mileage is currently 63,353 miles. The reason we do these videos, as I say in all of them, is basically so that if you're looking at this car online in an advert, you actually get to see the very car advertised actually in operation. We feel it's really important to do this. The reason being that we know from what a lot of our customers say when they go and see a car which can look great in the description and an advert, only to get to see it and drive it and find out it's got a fundamental problem which would have stopped them going, or at least they could have made allowance for prior to going. So it is critical in that sense. The video is also done on these very quiet country roads, and this forms part of the road test route any prospective buyer would go on. So the reason for picking this is basically so it would be representative of what you'd feel yourself if offered a test drive in the car. So coming to the car itself, I'll go through the mechanical stuff in exactly the same order as I always do. So starting with the engine, starts absolutely instantly, of course, settles to a smooth, even idle. No warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car. Engine's been running now for well over an hour, temperature gauge running at a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be on a Honda vehicle. The engines themselves are absolute gems, they really are. It's a wonderfully smooth diesel engine, powerful, torquey as you'd expect from a diesel, but what it is very, very refined. The lack of vibration is noticeable by its absence, but it's just also the way the car delivers its power. So many diesel engines are kind of, I refer to them as kind of one-trick ponies, where basically they kind of give you a great initial surge of power, but then it drops away very quickly. These engines give a really lovely kind of linear power delivery, so realistically only a few hundred RPM above idle, you put your foot down and things pulling straight away, but it pulls seamlessly in this linear fashion throughout the entire rev range. You don't have to rev them high, far from it. You change up very early, generally speaking, around about 2000 RPM to get the best economy, and the car is very happy to do so. But it's a wonderful engine. They are cam chain driven, no cam belts to worry about, so and also I don't think drawing top and bottom of an engine by a bit of rubber band is necessarily the right thing to do. Engine then feeds through clutch and into gearbox. Clutch on the car absolutely perfect, light, positive in actuation, bike points exactly where it's meant to be as well. Gearbox, I've often kind of eulogized about how good this gearbox is. It is brilliant, it really is. The reason being is that most SUVs, the manufacturers seem to give them a kind of a slightly detached or ponderous gear change, because, you know, to give it a kind of, whether deliberately to give it a truck-like feel or so just a laziness on their part. This gearbox could be in pretty much any of Honda's sporty cars, in all honesty. It's short in throw, snappy, precise, brilliant synchromesh quality. It's just a wonderful, wonderful gearbox, regardless of the type of car it is. It encourages you to change gear, which is just, so it's a marvel in this sector of the market. I can feel zero wear in this gear change, by the way. I wouldn't expect to, in all honesty. Power steering system on the vehicle is, again, fantastic, because what it does, it gives you really precise, accurate power steering and steering on the road, because it's very difficult with sort of family cars, especially taller ones, to get it right. If you make the steering too quick and too direct, it can really unsettle the car and make it quite a nervy drive. Too slow, and of course it becomes ponderous and, you know, vague in its application. But this is brilliant. So through corners like this, and in conjunction with the chassis, it's fantastic. You basically just turn the wheel, not much, and the car holds station, and that's a horrible corner because it's got sort of yumps and bumps in it. So what Honda have done is give you a really good compromise between body control, brilliant, wonderfully comfortable, compliant ride. It's a superb setup. The chassis, by the way, exhibits no kind of knocky noises, rattles or anything from underneath, and the steering itself, as I said, it shows zero wear in it. It tracks absolutely bullet straight. There's no vibrations coming back through the steering wheel at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit. Brakes on the car, and coming to a halfway point, so we do the turn here, so I'm going to leave it a little bit later than normal and just give them a really hard shove. But they were fantastic. When we did the pre-delivery inspection service of the vehicle, the brakes, let's say, they were in really very, very good order indeed underneath, so that comes as no surprise. Coming to the interior of the car, first things first, videos cannot get across how well built these cars are. It is sensationally well made. Here we're looking at a car that's, you know, 5 years old, 60,000 miles, and exhibits not a squeak, rattle or buzz from the interior trim, and that's typical of CR-V, by the way, so I don't think it's unique to this one. I wish it was, but it's not. But it's real world build quality as well. It sickens me when I hear these road test magazines eulogising about the same manufacturers over and over again, but they're testing brand new cars, where of course they should be, feel well built. This is the test for a car years down the line, and I've driven a lot of the so-called premium products, which creak and groan, and they're not very impressive after this kind of mileage. Inside, really very simply laid out, really nicely done. Sat nav, as you can see, they're working perfectly. Air conditioning, by the way, pumps out lovely cold air because we checked it in a nice warm workshop earlier on. But everything has a really high quality actuation to the switch gear, as you'd expect of a Honda. Dashboard, simple, legible, easy to use. Cruise control works perfectly on the multifunction steering wheel. Everything does. You've got auto lights, auto wipers. It's a really nice spec car, by the way. You got auto dimming rear mirrors. Stop start, economy mode on the engine. It's a very, very nice spec. This is a four-wheel drive version, but the one thing you'll notice or not see is a four-wheel drive button, because there isn't one. Honda worked out very quickly for this type of car, way ahead of the game, that the vast majority of people would be driving in perfectly good conditions where four-wheel drive just simply wasn't needed, and that's over 95% of the time, if not more. Permanent four-wheel drive, unfortunately, by definition, you'll suffer more frictional losses, basically. So you put more mechanical stress to the car, which means using more fuel, and they tend to sort of chew up the tyres more quickly than these systems. Should the four-wheel drive be required, and I've used it many times on mine because we tow a caravan, then what happens is basically it senses the front wheels losing grip and immediately brings in the rear wheels to give you four-wheel drive. It's a brilliantly capable system, by the way. My business partner uses the CRVs for skiing trips and has never come close to getting stuck with one. Neither have I. So yeah, very, very good system, and its simplicity gives it its reliability, by the way, because in 20 plus years of selling these cars with this system, we've never so much as put a spanner on one of them. As I said at the start of the video, the point, as brief as it might be, is literally just to show the car operating, as I said, but to feed back on anything that might need raising. There's nothing at all. This car feels and drives like new, and I hate saying that because it's just so cliched, but it is absolutely true. It feels tight as a drum in every single button, lever, pedal, whatever it is. It's a wonderful car, and we've been selling these, as I said, for over 20 years. So if there's something amiss, we would hopefully notice it straight away, and there's nothing on it. As always, though, if you've got any questions about the car, don't hesitate. Please do give us a call.